Hi there. So if you've been following along, we're using a happy embroidery machine and in the hoop embroidery techniques to create a stuffed animal. And since we're using the 15-year-old HCD machine, which has that 16.5 by 17.25 hoop, we're finding that our 9 by 11 inch bunny pattern that we've used, using the largest hoop here, is able to actually fit two. So the steps are going to be the same, but we're just going to duplicate it so we can do it twice. So in this demo, you'll get to see two versions of our bunny and see how easy it is in a large hoop. To begin our project, the first thing we've done is we've hooped up some cutaway or tearaway backing. Tearaway is a little bit easier in our large hoop. And we've pre-sprayed it with spray adhesive like an old KK100 or other appropriate spray adhesive. And what we're going to do when we hit start is the machine is going to go ahead and sew a mark stitch to let us place the material for our bunnies. So that's what it's doing right now. And it'll give us an alignment point to align the materials for our large 8 by 10 bunnies here. Okay, so now we've sewn the outline or the placement stitches for our material, and the machine has paused and done a frame out, which kicks the hoop out towards us so that when we place our material, it's not underneath the needle guard. So that makes it a lot easier. So what we'll do is go ahead and place our material now that we've got some alignment stitches here in the hoop. So the first thing we'll do is place our first piece. And since we're doing two at once, then we'll go ahead and we'll place both pieces here, which makes things very convenient for us. So this is done. And then the next piece. And remember, we're going to have two of each of these large pieces for this project to make the front and the back of our bunny. And the adhesive will temporarily hold this in place until the stitches, the adhesive will hold this temporarily in place until the initial stitches and the embroidery detail will actually hold this down. So now that we're finished, we'll just go ahead and hit start and continue. Okay, now the machine has just stopped and it's finished the embroidery detail for the first bunny, and it does a frame out like before, and this time it's pausing so we can put the detail for its belly, which is an applique. And what we've done is just cut out a piece of felt that is pre-cut for that and align it to the marking stitch using a little spray adhesive. And with that placed, all we have to do is press start, and the machine will now create a tack down stitch and tack that piece down permanently to make it part of our bunny. Okay, now that we've placed and sewn the belly portion of the applique, the next thing we're going to do is place the piece of material that's going to form the pocket on the back side of the bunny. So we're going to put that front right side down, and the machine will sew that together, and then when we put this all together, this will flip around and become its pocket. So we'll go ahead and sew that down, just with a simple running stitch across the bottom. Okay, now that the pocket is secured onto the material at the front of the bunny, front side down, then we'll go ahead and place the back side of the bunny on top. And on doing so, and we hit start, then you can see that we've got him inside out by sewing them together. And we'll just go ahead and hit start, and the machine will do the finishing stitch for the bunny. And since the material is kind of furry, it holds itself in place while the machine sews that down. Second bunny coming to life here. In this case, to put them next to each other, we sewed them upside down, but we've already got his detail and also the belly detail here, a yellow piece of fabric which we could have used. You can download this design and try it yourself and put any kind of fabric. Okay, now we've completed the embroidered detail for the second bunny, including the belly detail here, which we're placing as an applique patch. The machine has stopped and let me place the patch, and all I have to do is press start to continue, and that will cause the machine to go ahead and sew a tack down stitch and then a final satin stitch detail border. Okay, this is the exciting point. We've just finished sewing out our two bunnies in the large 16 and a half by 17 and a quarter hoop. We've been able to do two at once, which is really nice. So the fun part now is just to cut them out. And you can see that the machine has sewn the outline stitch, and if you've been following the project all along, what's gone on is we've sewn these bunnies inside out. So once we cut the outline around the bunnies, pretty close with a little bit of excess here, which is called seam allowance, and that's free. We'll turn them inside out and stuff them. So in the next stage, you'll see us finishing up the bunny. Now we've, at this stage, finished cutting out the bunnies, first cutting out the backing if need be, or we can cut the backing at the same time. But as you can see, we've left some extra, about maybe 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch out around the seams. That's called seam allowance. And here comes the real fun part. All we need to do is just turn our bunnies inside out. So we just kind of reach in and just kind of slowly work first the ears and then the body inside out until we have our bunny revealed. Got our bunny here. Now this stomach part here is this pocket, and what we'll do is when we turn this inside out, then this will actually fold over and cover over the opening for the stuffing. It'll also serve as a pocket on the reverse side. So we'll go and stuff the bunny, and you can use any sort of fiber fill that you can buy at a craft store. This cluster stuff seems to work pretty well. So we'll go and stuff our bunny.